Is our first episode of Wisdom Wednesdays. Series in itself is just to promote wisdom, obviously. When I started this brand, it originally started off as a mommy blog. And what I wanted to do was provide wisdom, resources, just educate other moms that were like me, millennial moms, some that were, some that weren't, in the different things that I've acquired as far as knowledge over the years. So if you know me or if you've heard my story before, my father is a retired OBGYN, and then my mom is a retired pediatric nurse. So I've acquired wisdom from them over the years. I wanted to just tie those two things together and go back to the origin of why I created this brand in the first place, and that was to educate moms and expose them to different wisdom. So today's topic is womb health. WOMB health. So, womb health really is going to encompass a lot of different things. I want to talk about the vagina. Ooh, when we hear that word, it's like so faux pas to talk about, but it's truly something that makes us a woman, a womb man. In the Bible, for those of you all that read the Bible, that's what we're referred to as a womb man. And then it in the English got translated to woman. But the womb is in itself is so sacred because it's the one thing that separates us from men. Men don't have wombs, obviously. They can't carry kids, but it's more, our wombs are more than just for carrying children. Our wombs are the closest things, and I think connected to our hearts. I said before, when a woman is pregnant, what does the baby hear when they're inside the womb? Their mother's heartbeat. I also feel that our wombs are very vulnerable spaces, right? So the heart in itself is a vulnerable space. We love with our hearts. We let people in, and we people walk in our lives and walk out of our lives. And it's the same thing with the womb. When we've been intimate and we have different partners, they enter and leave our wombs, so to speak. And as women, sometimes we have to go back and think like, how have I connected with my womb? How have I been treating my womb? What am I doing to heal it? We heal our hearts when our hearts are broken, but we don't pay attention to our wombs. So I wanted to create products that did that, heal our wombs in some sort of way. So I have the pH balancer that helps with BV, yeast infections, excess discharge, feminine odor. Then I also provide the steams. I call them sweet spot steams. That also helps just almost detoxify or cleanse the womb, whether you've just given birth and you're looking at it from a healing aspect, or if you're a woman who just is like, hey, I want to practice in some self-care, love on myself, and detox down there. I'm in a good space, my life is going good, or maybe my life is a little hectic and I'm not in a good space. That's the time. Steaming is definitely an intimate time that you could just sit and be. As women, we all need to do that. And I also want to just make sure I say that my products are not only for moms. I have an article here that I thought was like worth the read as far as sharing. And it says, women's bodies speak a particular language via our reproductive experiences. So we have things like our womb experiences, like I mentioned, intercourse, menstruation, carrying a child, losing a child. There are different things, traumas that our wombs experience. So we just have to do a better job at healing and helping that. It says our vaginas are messengers and teachers, yet many women have shame, fear, ignorance, or numbness around this area of their body. Vulnerability is defined most simply as capable of being physically or emotionally wounded or hurt. So, if the word vulnerability provokes discomfort, why does anyone want to be vulnerable? So, I thought about that for a minute. When you say the word vulnerable, you're like, I don't want, why should I be vulnerable? But it's good to be vulnerable, because if we weren't vulnerable, what? We'd be closed. We'll be closed off. That means we wouldn't have access to love. We wouldn't have access to help other people, because we'll be so closed that we wouldn't even want to receive or give out any energy or love or anything like that. So I started looking at it in the sense that being vulnerable isn't a bad thing. It's a brave thing. And I feel that, like I said, in the correlation between our hearts and our wombs, you can be vulnerable in your heart, and we're also vulnerable in our wombs. So it went on to say the key to being vulnerable is to have discernment. And our body sends us messages that we need to be in tune to. And I thought that was great. When when a woman gets pregnant, most times she knows. And you ask her, "How did you know?" "I just know. I just know." That's an example of it. That connection between the womb and the heart. When a woman is intimate with a guy and all of a sudden she feels like this emptiness and she's like, "I can't put my finger on it, but something just doesn't feel right." And sometimes they don't express it via words. Sometimes they express it internally. Sometimes they express it through tears. But you just feel it. You just know. So, not to go so deep into that, but I just want to encourage everyone. We as women, we really have to open ourselves up and listen to what our body is telling us. So next I wanted to just go into the different products that I have that promote womb health. So I have the pH balancer, and what that is, it's an oil-based product. What that basically is what it says. It balances your pH. A woman's vagina can or pH can become unbalanced for various reasons. Traveling, stress, anxiety. Did you guys know that anxiety can change the odor and texture of your discharge? Look it up. It's true. Stress from work can make your body just kind of go haywire. And when you're stressed out, your body exudes chemicals. So it's an adrenaline, and I think it's called cortisol. And what happens is your body is like, "Hey, I'm really under a lot of pressure right now, so I'm going to extract this." And as a result, your discharge may have more of a texture or more of a color tinge to it or more of an odor. And you're wondering, like, "Oh, what did I eat?" Well, sometimes it has to do with diet, but sometimes it has to just do with, your own mental space and well-being. So always look at that as well. Again, diet does play a part. If you eat a lot of sugary junk foods, processed foods, that definitely can throw your vaginal pH off. Also, intercourse with your partner. That doesn't mean that they're nasty, so to speak, but if their diet is off whack and you guys are intimate, then it can throw your pH balance off. That's BV, but then also with yeast infections, some people are like, "Oh, that's so nasty. How somebody get yeast infections?" You could get yeast infections from literally drinking yeast, aka beer. It is very common. You can also get it from body washes. A lot of products that are promoted for women's hygiene have so many chemicals in it. Even Summer's Eve, like the ultimate women hygiene, like soap, that even has a lot of chemicals in it. If you notice, like when you take baths, those bath bombs, if you notice that your pH balance is a little off whack, it's because of that. All of those chemicals, all of that fragrance, that artificial fragrance can really disrupt, your body's natural or your vagina's natural well-being. And it's extremely common, and I'm glad that we have more outlets where women are comfortable to talk about it. And I wanted to create the product, the pH balancer, because I wanted women not to feel ashamed. Like, I want every woman to be confident and secure, especially with their bodies, no matter how big or how small they are, and everything that comes with their body. So, for our active women who work out and all of that stuff, you should feel secure that after you worked out, you still smell good down there. And that's what the pH balancer does. So as far as the application of it is concerned, The suggested directions that I recommend is applying to a clean body, a clean vagina. So after the shower, after you've bathed, it comes in an eyedropper. So allow the drops to fall from the front, from the rooter to the tutor, as my grandma would say. And you can gently massage it in. Do not insert the eyedropper into your vagina. That's not necessary. Literally, the pH balancer is so powerful in the sense that it's not going to burn or anything, but the essential oils that's used in it, they're 100% therapeutic oils. Even if you have a yeast infection, it will immediately give you relief. If you have BV, you would notice it after a few hours as far as relief of odor, because I think that I recommend that you allow it to sit. So if you are clean, fresh out the shower, the bathtub or whatnot, allow it to fall and then go to sleep. Set it and forget it. That is my motto when it comes to the pH balancer. I don't recommend you keeping it on all day without wiping it off. But once you wake up in the morning, you can wipe it off or you can wash it off. I would say keep it on for a minimum of an hour. That is optimal for optimal results. The longer you keep it on, the better your results and the longer your results are going to be. I have customers who say, Chelsea, I don't even have to use the pH balancer until I have my cycle. I have customers that say I use it as needed. And that just shows you like, wow, that's how fresh you feel afterwards, but that's how fresh you are. It provides just that gentle, immediate relief, and you notice. I have one customer. I have two customers that have gotten pregnant since that, just because it's like, hey, now you have that confidence that you're just out here living life. I'm pretty sure I probably have more customers that's probably pregnant or on their way to getting pregnant. It does, but I'm just saying that facetiously. It definitely doesn't make you fertile, so please don't think that. But yes, that's how you can apply it. You can also do a vaginal steam, or I call it a sweet spot steam. With that, I provide it for a postpartum steam for moms that have just given birth. And then I also have a steam for just women who would like to do a cleanse or detox steam down there. If you have irregular cycles, it definitely helps. Both steams help. And also, if you have fibroids, that's something that happens in the Black community as women. We have a lot, it's so common with fibroids. And so, if you have discomfort and pain because of your fibroids, steaming really does help. I add essential oils to it. I add all natural herbs. So, everything is natural and plant based. And it definitely makes a difference. I've had two people that told two people that told me steaming help regulate their cycles. So yeah, try these products out. Just kidding. That's a little bit or a lot of it about womb health. And just going back to like what I said, the article mentioned, it was just so powerful when you realize as a woman, we have so much power that if we can just get in tune, everything to ourselves, everything just works well for us in life. And so I'll post the links to the article for those of you who want to, go back and read it. It's really good. It's really powerful, written very well. But it just talks about like the spirituality of the womb. And if you're into chakras and crystals and all of that stuff, smudging, it's a great article to read. So I'm definitely going to post the link. But I hope you enjoyed our first Wisdom Wednesdays with me. And I hope you join me back next Wednesday to find out what the next topic is. Have a great night.